not psyched? Fantastic. I'm 16, and today I'm going to get away with something. You see, they announced the most beautiful thing on Monday, and that is that on Wednesday, we're going to have an assembly, which means I don't got to go to math. I'm 16, it's 1996, and it is as 1996 as possible. See, most of the kids in my school, like they've got it kind of figured out, like they got the teen thing dealt with. Like there's these kids, and they're wearing these plaid shirts, 1996, they're wearing these plaid shirts that are perfect, and their jeans are perfectly ripped, like so perfectly ripped, it's like they put them on, their jeans were like, you're too cool! Ugh! They ripped in protest. And there's those kids. And then there's like the kind of nerdy, like goth Dungeons and Dragons. Well, there's one goth. His name is Gordon. But there's the Dungeons and Dragons kids, but I don't get good enough grades, and I don't wear glasses, so I don't fit in with them. And then there's like the raver kids, and I am terrified of drugs, and also hours of like dancing and movement just seem overwhelming. So there's not really a place for me. I think about it as I put on my clothes, as I pull up my pants that are giant men's pants that I like belt like this, because like mod robes, but like these pants that are probably haunted by the ghost of an old man. Awesome. And I do up my like polyester butterfly shirt. Yeah, and I put on my yellow shoes. Now, you've probably heard clothes described as loud before. My clothes are more like they'll shake you till your teeth rattle. There, whew. And it's not so much a style as that I don't realize I'm gay yet. But it's a look. Yeah. Have you ever seen any of those body snatch movies where there's like a 40-year-old and her daughter and they switch? I'm like that all the time. Except I'm not like 40, so I don't have it all together. So when I go through the halls, I'm basically just that feeling when you don't know where to put your hands, because you're like, but all the time. But today, there's gonna be an assembly, so no one will know. Instead of being convinced that I'm gonna do something stupid and everyone's gonna talk about me through math, I can quietly think about that while some speaker talks and there's a video. So I go to class and I sit down and we do our class and I'm like counting down the moments. And then there's an announcement, and because my high school is pretty big, because a lot of people made the unfortunate mistake of moving to Etobicoke, we have this giant school, and so they can't do this assembly, and they tell us it's very, very important, but they can't do it in one go. They have to split us down the middle, and it's really important. It's an anti-drinking and driving, so we want to make sure everyone goes. So they tell us, my teacher tells us, we're going to go in the second lot. So I just sit there and count down, and I think of my 40-year-old thoughts. I think of episodes of Cheers. I keep trying to get people to talk about Cheers, like Coach, underrated character, and no one will talk to me about it. But I'm sitting there having secret conversations in my head and just waiting. And then I guess it goes over because there's just this gap of time, and the teacher just looks at us and goes, I'd just go to the hall. Just go to the hall. Just go to the hall. And we all walk out into the hall. And a bunch of kids go zooming by to go do what kids do when there's time and space, which is drink and do drugs. And they go to what is euphemistically described as the creek, which is a creek. We're not great at euphemisms. But anyways, they go. And unsurprisingly, do not invite me. But that's fine, because what I'm going to do is practice being a teen. So when I go in there, I'm going to really impress them. I've been watching a lot of Pizza Pop commercials, and they have a cool lean that all the teens do, so I just wait in the hall, and I watch them pass by, and I do my Pizza Pop lean. And I wait for the assembly. And I'm waiting for like 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Like kids consuming a lot of substances amount of time. And then the doors open and kids crowd out and they're wearing plaid and they're wearing raver pants and they're all awesome. And I find my seat and slowly but surely, like all the teens come in row by row and we're in this like small, hot auditorium and out comes our vice principal. Now, our vice principal is, if you can think of every like 80s movie vice principal, like he's like 40% eyebrows and he's in like an old polyester shirt. Yeah, he looks like what someone in the Breakfast Club would look like, which I would love to discuss with someone, but nobody else has watched it because only their parents have. Anyways, so he comes out and he goes, kids, we're running late, so here's the video. And the lights just snap off and a video starts. So here's the thing. The video. Now, somewhere, there is an editor who knows that he can really make a difference. He's put in all this work, and here's his chance to shine. He probably looked himself in the mirror and went, Blaine, we're going to make art. Our parents were wrong. And so Blaine, what he did in his creativity is there was originally just a video of car crashes or something. And Blaine was probably playing the radio, and he found the perfect song. And that perfect song was by the one, the only, Kim Mitchell. Yes, if you don't know who Kim Mitchell is, probably better off, but no, he's a legend. He's lovely. But Kim Mitchell writes songs that are purely played at barbecues after about 8 beers. And he has one song that is called Might As Well Go for a Soda. It's like his big hit. Ask your parents. But it is an anti-drinking and driving song. Might as well go for a soda. No one gets hurt. Nobody dies. Great message. Have a soda. Cool. So they're going to put that, they're going to have the car crashes, and they're going to have that video, and you're going to think, yes, I should have that soda. I shouldn't drink. But that wasn't enough for Blaine. He went the next level. And what he did is he edited it together perfectly. So it's basically like a car. So it's like, might as well go for a soda, smash. No one gets hurt, smash. Nobody dies. Someone literally dies. And it goes on for the entirety of the song. And Blaine, bless him, he is a genius. He cuts on the action. He chooses interesting angles. He is the local Scorsese of Etobicoke. And as you might have realized, this is the most absurd thing that exists in the entire world. And I, as the 40-year-old inside I am, think, oh no, this is so inappropriate. What a terrible thing. Someone should do something. How awful. But the 16-year-old in me that's been waiting this entire time ambles up in her own ripped jeans and goes, yeah, it was pretty funny though, right? It's pretty funny. But I hold down that 16-year-old because no, I'm better than that. And I hold, and I'm punching myself in the leg to stop myself from laughing. But I didn't drink or get high before this. That is not true of anyone. And someone, just like a fart in church, lets out a small sound. And it spreads through the whole hot room until it's wave after wave of laughter, and there is no amount of punching I can do into my weird belted pants to stop myself, and I am scream laughing, I am crying, I am begging. And the video ends, and the lights go up, and our vice principal comes out, and he is now 50% eyebrows. And I know this is the moment where this is his hero moment. He's going to say the right thing. He's going to say something like, hey, kids, this is important. You've got to be more appropriate. Except everything my 40-year-old self has been saying. But instead, he says, "Andrew Speaker from MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Here is Mrs. Jones." And then there is silence and like 3 claps, and out comes Mrs. Jones. Now, Mrs. Jones is doing something amazing. Mrs. Jones is there to tell us how to be better people, to save ourselves, to tell stories so we learn. Mrs. Jones is also literally hopping mad. She comes out just like, "You kids, and you are so inappropriate." And she just kind of rage jumps like a furious kangaroo, closer and closer. And the sound starts again. And we are all scream, laughing. But we're all just filled with shame, which of course makes it worse. And Mrs. Jones, to her credit, puts up a hand and says, "I know this is tough. When you're finished, we're going to talk about something important." And we're thankfully not all monsters, so it stops. And she starts speaking. And she looks over at my vice principal, who is just blank-faced. And he's looking over at my principal, who is also blank-faced. And she tells her story. And it's really powerful and amazing. And I learned 2 things. One, it's important to take care of each other. Things like drinking and driving are very dangerous, and they can hurt other people. And also, adults are nonsense. Why did no one plan this out? Why did they put the video? Why did nobody check on Blaine? Why did Kim Mitchell say this was okay? Why did my vice principal not say anything? Why? They're all adults. They're supposed to have it together. They're probably all 40. Oh God, they don't know either. Life is a pizza pop, Lean. It's always gonna be like this. And that's a pretty awful thought to have. But as I look around at a bunch of fellow students, some of them wearing cool jeans, some of them wearing their like big pants, I realize that some of them look nervous, and some of them look scared, and some of them are looking at someone else, and probably none of them are thinking about me at all. Probably none of them have ever been thinking about me, and I really haven't been thinking about them. I can do anything. So, I keep wearing all my ridiculous clothes, sometimes more in here than anywhere. And now I get up in front of people and tell stories about my life. Life's too good for pizza pop leans.